What is going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
Krillin, our subprime hero.
And we are brewing solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, having an incredible time right now, still in lovely Lexington at the Kain 2024 Clients and Friends Workshop, having a great time. And look at who we pulled into the cafe, everybody. We got in here an incredible wise guy in the industry. And wise guy really because he's ridiculously smart, ridiculously wise. And man, if you get the opportunity to ever on a microphone, you need to listen because he's always brewing some solutions for our industry and for the great leaders that are moving it. Help us to make welcome to the show for the first time ever on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast, the one, the only David Spisak. Welcome to the show, brother.
Good to be with you, bro.
Yeah,
good to
So
be with
great.
you.
So great.
I don't think I've high-fived since 1995, so
Well, we got a lot of catching up to
I'm
do.
guessing we'll do the wave before this is up.
We might
Hope
get
so.
some waves
Right,
there.
we try to bring a lot of fun, but one thing we do is we bring really great guests on our show that we want to honor, and we want to honor you. We've been able to run into you in a lot of these meetings, and we see, how much people want to just be able to get some of that time to get a conversation in with you, whether it's to get knowledge, whether it's just to smile and laugh, whatever it is, they're always trying to find that way. So we're honored that we have your time today. I know
It's an honor to be here.
We got about 10 minutes with you, and I want to make sure that we get all this time in and be able to use it and make it effective. So I wanted to start off with, what brings you here to the Kain event?
Well, the primary reason is David. David Kain. I just have a massive amount of respect for David. I think he's, a quintessential gentleman, and just the way that he treats people, just incredibly kind, respectful, but forever, like me, devoted and passionate about wanting to give back to this industry that we love so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. The sentiment around here is David Kain. Everyone's like, why are you here? When I ask that question, the majority of people go straight to that, because not only is it because of David, but we know that the people he surrounds himself with are going to be quality people too.
It's really true. I was telling somebody not too long ago that I whenever you see like obituaries, you hear people passing away, you talk to a friend and they lose a loved one, and I don't know why that in society we have gone in a direction to where what did they do and what did they own, and what are they leaving behind in terms of physical possessions, monetary, and and to me it just occurred to me years ago that what the most valuable thing they're leaving behind is their IP, right? There is parts of them that will continue to permeate in the future, and that's a pretty cool thing. And so when you have somebody like David, the reason why people are here, as you said, is I think largely because of him. You could get information anywhere. Let's be honest, it's 2024. We do have the interweb. Right, there are ways to get out there and to find out stuff, but people are coming to have an opportunity to get together. You're going to be surrounded by nice people.
Yes.
You're going to be surrounded by people that share that passion for the industry, and so I think that it says an awful lot about him and even the people that are here. Because what's cool is, as great as David is, everybody here has that same kind of vibe to them, which is cool.
Yes.
And it is.
It is.
Well, there is that one jerk.
Yeah, I saw him. He got on my nerves.
That guy.
That one right
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
Every crew needs one of them,
Right.
right? But David, that's so true, and that is a great opportunity for us to put together a great video where we ask the same question: why is it that you come to these incredible Kain events? And everybody would say David, 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 David. And the incredible Kains themselves are just a great people in this industry that have blessed this industry, that are great staples to look to in this industry. But you, David, are one that anytime anybody's seeing anything that's of high quality in this event, you often find your way there. You gravitate towards the higher quality events that are happening, people that are doing things. I believe the very first time that we had the chance to meet you was at a business bourbon and cigars event, and having some fun. So we met you here in our home state as well, and that's really awesome to us. As much as we're always running around and we're always at these different events, how is it that you decide where it is that you're going to lend your voice, going to lend your time, going to lend your efforts, and where you're going to pour out your wisdom?
I want to go to places and events that, to me, that matter, that truly do have an impact. I mean, we have had just been inundated by industry events. It's just kind of seems like it's exploded, right? And there's more and more events. And the reality is, any of us that work with dealers, one of the biggest challenges they have is time. And the reality is, we know the most valuable thing on earth right now is time, more valuable than money, more valuable than data, right? Nobody can get more time. The great Warren Buffett says, I have more money than anybody could possibly dream of, but I have the same 24 hours and I can't buy any more time. So he famously, if you look at his calendar, it's mostly empty. And when Bill Gates asked him one time, why is that? That's what he told him. I can't get more time. So I think, one of the most positive words in the English language, interestingly, is the word no, right? Because when we say the word no, what we're doing is we're respecting ourselves, we're respecting our time, and we're putting ourselves in a position where we are conditioning, maybe even forcing ourselves to really prioritize based on what truly matters. So to answer that question, that's what I do. There's all kinds of events, there's all kinds of opportunities to speak. I want to go to places that matter. So Business Bourbon and Cigars is a small event. It's less than 100 people, but I think it happens to be maybe the most impactful event of the year if you happen to be, whether you're a vendor, an OEM, or a dealer, because it brings people back together in a very unique way to solve issues, right? To solve challenges and solve problems. And what's cool is whether that challenge is a dealership challenge, a vendor challenge, a manufacturer challenge. Listen, at the end of the day, they're all consumer, customer, client challenges that affect us. So we all are trying to figure out things. And so I want to go to events like this. With Kain, this is digital retail. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I've been doing digital retail, man, oh man, way over 20 years, managing budgets when I was the executive for AutoNation and so forth. But the thing is, with that being said, listen, I'm a lifetime white belt, I think, in this industry at 44 years. And I'm a lower level white belt when it comes to this. So I really come to have my ears open to listen and to get different perspectives. So that's the second reason I come. Can I learn something? Number two, the first one was, is an event that really matters, that will shape and impact the industry, and so those are some of the processes I go through. I don't have time.
No, and I love what you said. You said some really great things for you all out there who's trying to figure out, how do I really make my time more effective, right?
Say no.
Yeah, say no. I love that. I'm going to take that advice.
Listen, I'm a big purveyor or fan of disseminator of counterintuitive thinking. I think, if you think about it, I tell people all the time, if you ever hear something that makes you kind of rock back and fold your arms, I want you to unfold one of them, take a pen or your phone, write it down, because you need to lean in. That's the exact time life is trying to tell you, pay attention, lean in. Because when you do that, you're locking yourself out of those new ideas. And you got to ask yourself, if you're not where you want to be right now or beyond, whether it's financially, professionally, or anything else, the plan you have, you should pick it up. If it's a book, if it's a tablet, you should pick it up. You should look at it. You should say, thank you for bringing me here. And then you should throw it away, because it's taking you here. It's not going to get you to where you want to go from here. So from that point, you got to open your ears. You got to be open to different perspectives. And it's the weird stuff, the peculiar stuff, the uncomfortable stuff, that is where the learning is and where the growth is.
Well, that's not just an opinion. I believe that's a fact that you just said right there.
Straight up.
Being able to look at it that way, all perspectives do matter, even the weird ones, especially the weird ones, because you have to be able to understand them to be able to either counter them or be able to maybe have more empathy for that, right? And I think that's great. I love what you're talking about here. These events, they do that. They encourage you. When you get around the right people, you'll get excited. I'm getting excited having this conversation with you, Dave. You're talking about stuff that really strikes at my heart. And I believe that a lot of people understand. I love Business Bourbon and Cigars. I love the people there. Scott, Joseph, Sandy, both those guys.
Wonderful.
Love you all.
Doing
Yeah,
big,
Trisha.
yeah, Michael,
Bree, they're all great people.
Great
Wonderful
people, all of them, and they're really making a change. Like you said, when you go there, you feel included. When you're there, you feel like that you're going to lead with something that's going to make an impact immediately, because that's what their goal is, to make sure you leave there with at least one thing that you're going to be able to make a change. And also, you bring something.
Right.
You bring something to the table, because these roundtables they want you to express what you have. And a lot of people take those advice. You wouldn't realize how knowledgeable you are. You get stuck in these silos, my friends. Share. Don't worry about if your secrets are going to get out. There's no secrets. It's just good work.
And to that extent, to that point, here's something I think is to me is interesting. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. But if you ever go to a wedding, okay, I think you'll find that there's two kinds of weddings out there. There's weddings where you feel like an observer.
Yep.
In other words, you were there recording that event, at the event, you saw the event, you witnessed the event. But there's other weddings that you go to or events that you feel like a participant.
Oh, yes.
And I want you to think of which one meant more. Which one do you remember longer? Which one had the bigger impact? Which one did you actually get engaged on? Right? In other words, so even though there was a wedding, at some point you actually leaned in, you engaged, and it became participatory rather than I'm just sitting back and observing. And I think that's a really important lesson anytime that you're meeting somebody new, anytime you're at an event like this, is to lean in and take the time to engage, because you're going to find that it's going to make it more impactful and more memorable. And the last thing I'll say about events like this is I think that people oftentimes misunderstanding what networking is, right? I've had people give me their business cards. Like everybody walks up, they go, hey, here's my card, here's my card, here's my number, here's my card. That's great, right? So I feel like I'm speed dating. Right. So anyway, but here's the thing, handing me your card or me giving you my card, I don't use cards, but if we exchange information, that's not networking. Okay. Hanging out at a happy hour downstairs, that's not networking. That's an introduction. Okay. But that's an introduction at a frankly, call it what it is, a superficial level. Networking only happens when you activate the relationship. And frankly, you said something about giving, which is a big deal, because when networking really becomes powerful is when you find an opportunity to give to that person that you just met. Maybe you can facilitate a relationship. Maybe you could open a door. Maybe you could provide a testimonial. The cool thing is most of those things cost absolutely nothing, but you talk about memorable. You just uplifted somebody.
Yes.
You helped them get to somewhere they want to go. And guess what's going to happen? The law of reciprocity is going to kick in. So even though you didn't ask for anything back, maybe you don't want anything back. We have this just deep rooted need to pay back.
Yes.
Right. And so they're going to find some way to be able to do it. And frankly, what I love to do in those situations is all I ever ask if I help somebody is pay it forward. Right. I don't expect something back, but just do me a favor. Whatever it is that I was able to somehow impart, if it helped you, turn around and do the same thing for somebody else, because, we can make this industry just absolutely spectacular and continue to be sustainable, profitable, successful for everybody involved if we just have that mindset.
Man, that was a whole lot to put inside of your cup and sip on up, everybody. He just poured out a whole lot of wisdom for you, and we're so thankful, because your time is important, and you didn't say no to us. Thank God. We're so excited about that. Right?
Low self-esteem.
Yeah.
But we are so excited.
Who doesn't want to be in the middle seat? I feel like I booked a flight late. And that's why I'm in this seat. Like,
what's the Southwest seat? Right? Yeah, it's the D group over
No
here.
kidding.
Right?
Because you want to keep progressing.
Right. Let's go. That's right. Excellent. Well, car guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us. You got a whole bunch of wisdom dropped inside of your cup. Make sure that you spread it around, but help us out. Get this message out there. Tag a car guy.
Tag a car gal.
And share. Make sure that everybody knows what's brewing. And if you were enriched, you were encouraged in any way, shape, or form from David just now, man, please make sure that he knows. Give him a little bit of love.
Spisak.com.
Check him out, everybody. But David, it's been incredible spending some time with you. Can't wait to see you again at the next event. And car guys, car gals, we have one thing left to do, and that's make sure that we drop those F-bombs. So David, help us out one time. Right. Let's forgive, focus, fly. Boom. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Forgive. Focus. Fly. And keep growing. Keep growing. I'm Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
Arts, the subprime hero.
And we've been brewing solutions with the one, the only David Spisak. All right, brother. Here we go. We're out. We'll see you soon.
Wish you all well.
Peace.